Hey guys, how's it going? It is going to be such an exciting day in the garden today because we're officially moving to getting things planted in the garden. So the last couple weeks, months, feels like last year, has been dedicated to getting the garden really renovated and getting this garden project buttoned up back here. And now that this is all done, now I can really focus on all of the planting. I have a ton of plants that are coming and I am so excited for you guys to see all of them. I've actually had some that have already shown up and it's gonna be so good. I've got so much going on and I'm very, very excited about it. Our neighbors just took out a giant tree that was right here. Had no clue that was coming out, and Brett and I came out yesterday and I was like, hey, we're missing something. Something is missing from over here. Turns out there's a tree missing and I don't know, more than half of the Lady Banks rose is missing. And so my plan for today is to get a couple trees in the garden. I've got a ginkgo tree that I really want to get in the garden. We're going to talk about it because I'm so excited about this ginkgo tree. Having a ginkgo in my garden has been something that I've wanted for probably maybe 7 years at this point. I've wanted a ginkgo. And then I've got another arborvitae that we're going to get planted. It's the same one that I planted last week. And then I'm going to make a flower arrangement. I haven't made a good flower arrangement this year, and so I'm really excited about it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull from the Lady Banks rose right here. The blooms are really beautiful, and then I've also got some tulips that are yellow right there, and I just thought it would be really nice, and I think I'm going to tuck in maybe 2 or 3 of the clear water tulips. So just kind of make I want to make a very big full flower arrangement. I might make 2 of them. Yeah, I haven't made a good flower arrangement this year, so I'm very excited about it. So let's go over the trees and then we can get them planted. So these are the 2 trees that I've got to get planted today. One of them is a arborvitae, which is that guy right there. And then the other one right here is a ginkgo tree. And I am so excited to get this ginkgo tree in my garden. Ginkgo is one that I've wanted for a very, very long time. So this here is a Blagon Ginko tree. This is from Bordeaux, France. So Isley Nursery sent me out this one. It only gets 15 feet tall, 8 feet wide. It's hardy down to -30. And I liked this one because it grows in more of a pyramidal shape. And it's also non-fruit bearing. And if you're going to get a ginkgo tree, you want to make sure you get one that's not fruit bearing. The fruit on ginkgo trees smell so bad. So this is a male variety, meaning that it's not going to produce any fruit. If you're going to get a ginkgo tree, always get the male varieties. Do not get the female varieties. The smell is just awful. And then over here, this is an arborvitae, and I'm really excited about these ones. I've got 2 of them. So this is the Green Screen Arborvitae, and it gets 10 feet tall, 3 feet wide, hardy down to -20. And this is one that you can use as creating a privacy wall because it doesn't get very wide. I mean, 3 feet wide is amazing, and the height is also really amazing. I'm thinking that I should probably end up adding a few more of these into my garden. Both of these are full sun. They want as much sun as we can possibly give them. And the ginkgo tree is really cool because the ginkgo tree is going to be green, and then in the fall time it's going to turn into this gorgeous fiery yellow color. It's going to be absolutely stunning. I cannot wait to be able to see the fall color. So both of these are extremely low maintenance. You kind of want to be able to just plant them and forget about them, let them do their thing. You don't need to prune on them or anything like that. So the tree is going to go right here, and my plan is it's going to create kind of this privacy this way, and so it kind of draws you back this way. And then the ginkgo tree is going to go right here in this front bed, and it's going to kind of block the view in here, and it's going to kind of mask everything that's going on, so you really don't know what's going on. And then eventually I will underplant it with some type of shrubs and everything, and then I will do annuals in the very front of the bed. I'm really excited to get the ginkgo tree in, and I can't wait for it to start growing. So I'm going to go in with fertilizer on both of these. I've got some, I'm using EB Stone fertilizer. It's just a basic fertilizer, just some type of starter fertilizer, slow release, going with that. And I'm so excited because this thing is budding out. Oh, and I can see little teeny tiny baby ginkgo shaped leaves. I've actually got a couple of them that I have pressed inside of a book because I love ginkgo trees so much. They're just, I don't know, they're very, very pretty trees, and I think that they're very magical. And to be able to find one that is small, that was my main requirement. I never really thought that I could have one because of how large they get, but to be able to find one that only gets 8 feet wide, that's amazing. And so I'm very excited. I've got one that doesn't produce fruit and it stays small, so it's perfect for pretty much any garden could be able to have this one. And this is one that you could probably end up growing in a container for quite a few years if you really wanted to be able to grow this in a container. recording?
Mm-hmm.
She's been recording this whole time. Mm-hmm. We're wasting footage. Film.
Film. I have to throw it away.
Yeah. Planted. It looks so good, and I got attacked by the dogs while I was trying to get those planted. They usually are really close. They're usually like just out of camera frame, especially Sadie. She's always just out of frame. And today I was planting, and I think she saw that Freya was getting some attention, and she ran over, and it was really funny. It was really cute. But you guys, the tree's being planted. It looks so much better than I could have imagined. I am so happy with how it looks. I'm gonna turn the camera around, show you guys. I cannot wait to see that ginkgo tree fill out. It's going to be spectacular. So if we start walking in, you can actually see Miss Sadie right there. Hi, Sadie. What are you doing? So if we walk this way, the arb right here, and that's going to create this kind of block right here. So you're not going to be able to fully see what's going on. It's going to just kind of create your curiosity and make you want to know what's around the corner and whatnot. The birch trees right here, look at frames. So evergreen, magnolia, birch trees. Look at that little triangle. Stunning. Coming this way, we then have the ginkgo tree right here lined up with the fire pit. That is going to be so pretty. So it's going to get 8 feet wide, so it's going to come out about 4 feet, and then it's going to come out about 4 feet that way. So it's going to just kind of get close to the walkway here, and I'm probably going to eventually start limbing it up a little bit. I want to be able to underplant under this, and so I would like to be able to put, I don't know, some type of, low growing anything. Nepeta would be really beautiful right there. Something bright growing. So I want to be able to, plant all around it. So that branch is going to have to come off. All these branches probably are going to end up coming off, and it will be filling out this area here, and then I'll have some low growing things. Even if I did a couple hydrangeas in here, I think that would be really beautiful. And then I've got the other arb right there that I planted last week. Super in love with it. I'm very happy with these arbs. It's starting to create dimension and depth in the garden. This isn't staying, by the way. This rose was over by our aviary, and we just kind of like set it here as a placeholder. This is not its forever home at all. It's not staying here. It's too close to the walkway. I don't like this container, and it is wicked roses. I mean, wicked thorns. It's got some intense thorns. The thorns are really beautiful, and when they're brand new, they're very, very like flimsy. Can you guys see this? Like, look how flimsy these thorns are when they're brand new. They don't hurt at all. Very, very soft, very red, very beautiful, brand new thorns on it. But when they harden, they get rock hard and they're very intense. Beautiful, beautiful florals. Beautiful flowers on this rose. I really do love it, but it needs to be somewhere where it's at the very back of a bed, not anywhere close. We had it by a door and that doesn't work, and this isn't going to work either right here. So it's just in the container just until we figure out exactly where we're going to put it. But look at it, looks so good. Now to start adding some like low growing evergreens in this bed and just more winter interest, and then fill it in with perennials and shrubs. Brent and I were inside editing, and I had a whole bunch of boxes just show up. I was not prepared for this. I was not following any tracking of any sorts. So these plants were all sent to me by proven winners, and I'm very, very excited to get my hands on these. So I've got pretty much everything unboxed. I've still got a couple plants in here, but they're pretty much unpacked. And so everything right now kind of looks like sticks, except for these guys right here. And it's okay that they look like sticks because they just came from Michigan, where it is freezing cold and it is 80 degrees here. So we're gonna have to give these guys some time to do a little bit of acclimating. They will acclimate, and they will acclimate absolutely beautifully. So right now, a lot of these look like sticks, and that is okay. I have a Caryopteris called Beyond Midnight. I've got a couple of these guys right here, and my Caryopteris that I do have, the Beyond Pinked, is already starting to grow. It actually looks about the same, maybe a little bit further beyond this one right here. So very excited about those. I have some Vitex, and these guys, they look the most like sticks right now, but I am excited to get these ones in. These are a much smaller Vitex in the garden, so you don't have to worry about it. These are also one that is deer proof, so if you deal with deer in your garden, this is a great plant to add. It feels so weird just showing you guys a whole bunch of sticks, but that is what I have. So this here is the Mock Orange. Very excited about this one. It actually has some good size and some really good growth to it, so this is gonna be a great one to add into the garden. And then right here I have the cutest little sweet spire. This one is called Vanilla Spice, and I do have a I think it's called like Henry or something like that, and it's actually right beside me, and I love them. I love the fall colors on these guys. This is a hydrangea, and this has some beautiful growth to it already. I'm very, very impressed by this. This is called Fairy Trail Fresco. Really excited to try some more hydrangeas in the garden this year. Hydrangeas are something that I absolutely love, and I typically have terrible luck with them. So hoping to get some good blooms out of this. We're gonna really try hard to keep hydrangeas alive this year. That is my goal. I've got another hydrangea right here. This is the Incredible Stormproof. Very excited to try this one. The stems on it are supposed to be extremely strong, so if you live in an area with high winds, high rain, and your hydrangeas tend to flop or the stems tend to snap on them, this is one that's supposed to hold up to that. And I would say we're gonna put it through the test here, but we're gonna put it through the test for the heat, not for the winds or for the rain. We really don't get too much rain or too many crazy windstorms here. So if you do live in those areas though, this is supposed to be a really, really good one for that. We've got a really good little selection of plants here. I'm very excited. I've got some digging I need to do, and I actually have, I think, another load of plants. I've got multiple loads of plants coming, so there's about to be a ton of plant unboxing videos. I think my plan for today is to put these guys all in the shade. They now need to acclimate to our area. Luckily, today it's 80 degrees, but tomorrow we're gonna be in the 60s for the next 10 days. So it's gonna cool down so they won't have a huge shock to their system. They honestly look so good for how hot it's been here for the last like 3 or 4 days. And these came through the mail, and when they delivered it, one of the boxes was sideways, of course, even though it says this side up on the box, and it says live plants handle with care all over the box, but they really don't care. These guys are gonna go in the shade. They're gonna acclimate for the next couple days until I can get them into their final spot, which is a lot more sunny. So it's gonna be good. So let's go ahead and let these guys rest for a couple days, and then we'll be back to get everything all planted up. So now that that is all done, I want to harvest some flowers, the ladybanks, some tulips, and maybe some evergreen interest. I don't know, there's a lot of yellow going into this flower arrangement. And then I'll show you guys the container that I have for it. I'm actually really excited to use it because it's really, it's very unique, I think. I mean, it's a basket that I've got 3 vases in, but yeah. So let me harvest some of the ladybanks and then I'll show you guys the tulips. Well, it started pouring down rain all of a sudden. This was not on the forecast. That's spring, I guess. So it looks beautiful. I'm very, very pleased with it. And it was really 3 plants. I did tulips, I did the ladybanks, and then my neighbors have this hedge, and both of these plants were borrowed except for the tulips. My neighbors have this evergreen hedge, and I just clipped a couple pieces that were hanging over and shoved them in there. And then the ladybanks, I don't know if that thing's gonna survive. It looks like my neighbor cut off 70% of it, and there's just a little tiny bit of it left. So a lot of those branches that were on the ladybanks were actually very wilted, so I kind of had to be selective about what I was grabbing because I think some of those have been cut, and I don't think they're gonna make it. So we'll see what happens. I'm very excited to enjoy these inside. This looks like the most beautiful, like Eastery springtime flower arrangement, and now that it's got some like rain on the tulip petals, it's absolutely stunning. So I got the flower arrangement in a basket, and I put 3 vases inside that basket, and then I was able to just put my stems inside those vases. And then we got the ginkgo tree planted, we got a plant delivery today, and then we got the arborvitae in. So I mean, it was overall a very productive day. It was all day, and I'm very happy with it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for coming along with us, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye guys.